Hey, hey, friends. Good morning. Happy Bosses and Breakfast Day. Look
Happy
at us.
birthday. I
Just
know.
kidding. Yeah.
On time. Got our microphones working.
Me?
Well, not quite yet. Huh? Is it not working? Yeah, it's working.
No, it could be me. Can you hear me? Jennifer, who can you hear? You can hear
Both.
both?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let
Yeah.
me figure out what's wrong with my audio. Thought I was
No,
working.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, so it's an input one that's not working. Okay. Yes, both are working. I think that
Hold
you
on.
guys can
I thought
hear
I'm
our
so close,
output.
Mina.
Make sure your plugins all the way in. That's what I did yesterday. We can hear you. She can't hear me though. That's the problem. Grace says she set her phone and forgot about it, and we scared her out of the echoey room. It's like we're ghosts of Jacqueline and Minna. Grace, are you working? Come to the computer. Oh, now we can't hear you. So could you
Now
hear
does
me?
it work?
Yeah. Could you hear
Okay.
me before?
It was coming out of somewhere, so it was that my mic wasn't plugged in.
Yeah,
So
I
it was
think
so
it was
close.
this thing. You have to like really push it in now.
Mm.
So the other one probably was working. It was just that piece was not all the way in because everybody could hear you.
Yeah, it serves me right though to be like, yes, we did it. Wah, wah.
Yeah, I know. We've been adjusting these. I don't know if you all noticed, but we upgraded our microphones. Hold on. You'll get an idea. So these were the ones that we used for like the last 4 years or so. And these are the new version of it, which check it out. But nobody can tell since it's pretty much the same microphone. But
Just one's black, one's silver.
yeah, so there's a learning curve. But that's why it's not because we don't know what we're doing most of the
Robin
time.
says, I love that you're all like this every time, keeping it real. I mean,
No, but
listen,
Robin, I'm telling you, it's because we got a new microphone now.
if you come to, sure, if you come to Instagram, they missed the whole pre-show. So
I know.
if you want to think that we've got it together, go to
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, everybody on Instagram thinks, wow, look at them just
Look at
popping
them
up.
just coming on.
They
They
look up
missed
like
the
this.
whole pre-show of this.
Yeah. Speaking of, we got to get on there.
Yep, I'm ready. Are you?
Ish. I'll get on there.
I believe you. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Sierra. Hey, Annika. Okay. All right, I'm going to go on. Start.
And then
We're
I
also
don't know
high
if
tech.
everybody noticed that I grabbed the old microphone from the floor.
Hell.
It's tossed.
Hello, Bosses and Breakfast. We are live for Bosses and Breakfast this morning. We always show up live early on Facebook and then jump over here on Instagram. Say hello as you're joining. If you're watching this in the future, stick with us. This is going to be a good episode today or show today. We're going to talk about confidence and some fun things that are happening over here at the Product Boss and how we can continue to support you. So really, really excited about today. How many of you show up weekly? How many of you are on here every week? Let us know in the comments. Yes, I'm on here every week, or you try to get on as often as you can. Hey, Bree. Hey, Chipmunk Cheek Sewing. Hey, Emily.
Good
All right.
morning.
I see you.
Oh, not this again. I thought I had this figured out last time.
It's like we shouldn't talk about it.
I
It's what
know.
they say about babies, like, don't talk about baby.
I know. Otherwise, they'll wake up.
Yeah. Some people, this is their first time. Hey, Tina just discovered us. Welcome.
Amazing.
Laura's here every
Hello,
week.
welcome.
Yeah, so we're here. And if you ever miss this, it's always on our IGTV or whatever they call it now. You can always go back and watch it, and it stays in the Facebook groups as well. Hey, Adventure Crate. It's your first time. Welcome. We have a lot of new product bosses joining us.
We do. Every challenge, we get a new flock of product bosses. It's really, really fun because then we really see that the world is bigger than just our little community. There's just so many product bosses. It's awesome.
So many. Yeah, Christina says, never miss a Bosses and Breakfast. Amazing. First time for Laurelia. Hello. Okay. Afternoon in the UK. Hi. Yeah, make sure that you follow us and our friends on Facebook. Make sure to follow us over on Instagram. You get a little bit of different content sometimes than you do in Facebook. And then everyone that's here, make sure to sign up for the Bestseller Secrets Challenge. It kicks off on Monday. It's totally free. It's a 5-day challenge where we're going to teach you every day live. And it's going to be incredible. It's a game changer for so many of your businesses. You are going to walk away with a plan and a path to profit by the end of the week. You're going to walk away knowing what your best sellers are and what to do with them. You're just going to walk away with a plan for the whole year. Like, who's in it? Who wants to walk away with a plan? So go to
Right.
bestsellersecretschallenge.com to sign up if you haven't already. Mina, do you want to tell them something special that we're doing?
Yes. Well, it's underway. Believe me, there's lots of doings happening, but we are creating a VIP audio experience for you all. So we are going to have a private podcast exclusive for Bestseller Secrets Challenge. Like I said, it's taking a little doing because of the tech part of it. We're figuring it out. It's not the same as our public feed. It's a whole different feed, and we're curating it, and it's going to be amazing. So you'll make sure you look out in your emails for that, because we'll have you be a part of that. But it's pretty much like a gated exclusive audio series of podcasts. Oh my goodness, not
Let
this
me take
again.
over. You're dying over there. So that's
Thank you, Rachel. Rachel said, "Oh wow!" So thank you. It's been a lot of work.
Yeah, this is why this is going to be a difference for all of you and like a game changer is a lot of you have full-time jobs or maybe can't make it live. So what's going to be really cool is while you'll always get the replay and you'll always get the replay of the videos, sometimes we don't want to be in front of our desks, right? We want to be doing things. I know a lot of you are makers and you listen to our podcast. So we want to make this experience incredible for you. You will, when you sign up for Bestseller Secrets Challenge, you will get the workbook, you'll get everyday training, but you're also going to get the trainings in audio version delivered to your podcast app that you listen on if you sign up for the challenge, and you have to opt in for the podcast. So you'll get all those instructions, so don't worry about that. The other thing that's going to be cool is we're actually going to be dropping bonus content in there. So we're going to be doing other mini episodes. You're going to be getting things that nobody else can hear that listen to our
Right.
general podcast. It's going to be so fun.
It really is going to be so fun, because I think that one of the things for sure that Jacqueline and I really got our footing on was that we really started as podcasters, right? And now, as the world has been inundated with the Zoom calls all day long, people are wanting less screen time. They want to go for a walk while they're learning. They want to go to the gym while they're learning. They want to wake up early and perhaps just have some quiet time, but have like earbuds in. So it doesn't require them to like get ready or be in front of a screen. And that's why I love podcasts, right? Because I remember podcast episodes that I would be like, I know exactly where I was when I heard it in my ear, and it changed my business and it changed my life, right? So that's kind of the whole idea of it, is that you get VIP access to those trainings, and they will be up for a limited time. So you'll need to listen to them as we go through them. And it'll just give you a chance to kind of take us on the go as you're listening and be able to learn and do what you need to do, because obviously you're used to listening to us in your, ears and head and brain and all that stuff anyways. So it'll just be something really cool.
Yeah, let's talk about where we're all listening to our podcast. Okay, so yesterday Mindy was like totally, when she actually told us that she listened to Multi-Stream Machine, our course, in the shower, because people were asking how often she would listen, and she wanted to binge through it. So I have 100% listened to podcasts in the shower, and I know exactly certain podcasts still stick out in my head, and I'm like, I remember that shower. I can't remember the shower otherwise, but I remember where I was.
You remember you were in the shower.
No. I remember the specific way that the shower looked and felt when I heard something that was an aha moment. Also, because I've moved a lot. Also, I remember walking my dog in the snow in front of this one building in New Jersey when I heard this other podcast that was like a game changer for me. So I know I listen to them a lot while I'm walking my dog. I listen to them in the shower. And then also I got the new AirPod Pros. And so they've got sound blocking on them. So I know it doesn't look like I curled my hair, but when I do curl my hair, I can listen to them now too. And like I can hear it. So that's when I listen to my podcasts. How about you all?
Mine is when I walk, for sure. But sometimes I only want to listen to music. So it has to be definitely like if it's a walk, it's not a leisurely walk where I'm walking wherever, which is oftentimes my walk, but there's a pond that just goes in a circle. So it has to be that. Otherwise I'll trip and fall and, sprain my ankle or something, because I'm listening.
You can't listen and walk at the same time.
No, a car will hit me or something, you know? And or I'm washing dishes, so I'll have, like, an earbud in, I'll be washing dishes and just doing whatever else. And so it's nice because it's like you're learning, and then you always have the option to go back and listen, right? So that's what I like about it, is that you know where you are, but you can go back and listen as well.
Yeah, so funny. Walk, work. Okay, so we got walk, work, bath, and creating. People when they're working out during workouts. For me, that's incredible because for me, sometimes
I know.
like if it's high impact, I'm like I can't process because my brain is freaking out. But
Uh-uh.
walking, I can.
Yeah, even if I was running, I couldn't do it. I would just be like, you know?
It's because we
So
don't
good for
run.
you. Yeah. It's because it's second nature to those people probably, you
Yeah,
know?
because it like their running is probably like our walking. Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this is. We'd be like,
Yeah,
oh my god, how does
exactly.
a lot of people
Oh,
listen on
car
a car
pickup
line.
line. Yeah,
Mhm.
we get that a lot too. That's so awesome. And then a lot of times when people are shipping or making, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
So
this camera.
who has
Sorry.
who hasn't signed up yet that now that you know that the that it will be a podcast as well delivered to your podcast app. So if you listen on Apple Podcasts, it'll be delivered there. If you listen to Shopify, it'll be delivered there. So you have to
Shopify
opt
or
in for this.
Spotify.
Either. Whatever starts with an S and ends with an OY.
Wherever you listen, which by the way, shout out to Jennifer on our team. You know, if you guys go to pod.link/the product boss, we got a custom link pod-link. No. Pod.link/the product boss. So it's a pod link and it goes to whichever channel you're listening to.
Good luck
So
to us all.
yeah, so we got a custom URL thanks to Jennifer, and she got our new artwork up there. So we're swimming along in the audio world here for sure.
Sort of. We don't know our own domain names. We don't know anything. We just
Yeah,
work here, I
but
always
I
say.
did know this one because it's
Yes.
the product box, right?
So it's pod.link/the product boss and you will get access and you'll see our new artwork and all the things. So yeah, really exciting. So make sure that when you do get those emails when you're signed up that you thanks Elle. When you get those emails and you're signed up to make sure that you opt in for that podcast. You will not have an excuse that you can't get through it because you can listen, secretly underneath your hair when you're
Mhm.
working, like do. Yes, boss, I'm doing what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
supposed to do. But I'm
Uh-huh.
growing my business on the side.
100%, you know? Like, I would probably if only AirPods came in black, I would be, like, 100% secret listening,
Come
you
on,
know?
Apple, all this the
Or
white
skin
buds,
tone, I'd be like, "I have a hearing problem," which I do for real, but like a slight one. But, this is my hearing aid. Meanwhile, I'm listening to podcasts.
which is maybe the other reason why you shouldn't walk where there's traffic listening to podcasts because you have a hearing problem. You can't walk and listen. Oh goodness, everyone. Someone said, what are we signing up for again? So anyone that's joining us now, we are going into Bestseller Secrets Challenge. It kicks off on Monday. We're going to help you figure out and discover your bestsellers and what to do with it, right? And a lot of you might be like, well, what if my bestsellers are so close to each other? Or what if
Mhm.
I'm new? We're going to tackle all of this next week. We're also going to teach you how to create a path to profit for your business. So once you discover your bestseller, what do you do with that bestseller? We're shifting things around. The days are looking different than if you've taken this with us before. Things are going to look different. And we're doing it live. So, what will happen is you'll show up live in the Facebook group, which you'll only get access to if you sign up for Bestseller Secrets Challenge. We're going to teach live. We're going to take questions. Every day, you're going to get the replay email if you want to watch the video. And when you sign up, you will have the option to sign up for a private, exclusive audio experience where you will also get the entire challenge delivered to your earbuds on your podcast app with extra bonuses, which will only be available to those of you that sign up for the podcast part of it all. So we
Yeah,
want to make
it's
it
a
super
private
easy.
podcast.
Mhm. We want to make it easy for you to all go through this, right? We want you to, because this is a game changer. We've seen people just like completely change their businesses and thereby change their lives by even going through this free 5-day challenge. So it's bestsellersecretschallenge.com. All
Yes.
right. So today, Mina, what are we talking about?
So today, for all of you that are in the Facebook group, speaking of the Facebook group, which is so awesome, everybody there in there is so inspiring. It's been so motivating. There's been students that have gone through the challenge multiple times, but again, this time it is different. We are changing up some of the trainings as well as the what we how the format is. And then they take it every year because they know that bestsellers seasonally change, right? And they need to know as their business evolves how different that looks. And then there is a lot of new people. And we're so excited because it creates a whole new energy and a whole new dynamic where everybody starts to get really lit up about why they started as a product boss, in the first place. So in there every day, well, actually, yesterday, today, and Friday, I believe, we have basically spotlight stories. And so we've invited a couple of each time, I think it's at least two of our students to share their path to profit, share their story, and have it inspire all of you. And yesterday we had Mindy of Made for Mama on. We had Sarah Wagner of Heartland Lettering, and we had Emily of EJ Clay. She sells clay earrings. And one of the things that really stood out that everybody in the chat was going kind of getting really excited for was that everybody kept saying, these three people seem so confident. And I don't know if they would self-describe themselves as confident. They are now, but where they were before, they weren't like quote unquote confident. And when they were leaving with their piece of advice, Mindy of Made for Mama said, action breeds confidence. And everybody was like, oh, I love that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about confidence when it comes to being a product boss and an entrepreneur in life and what that looks like and how you can get more confident.
Yeah. And just to answer somebody's question, if you've already been, because you were in our workshop series with us and you have an automatic invite and you're already in Bestseller Secrets Challenge, you will be getting emails on to opt in for the podcast. So it's like we're building the rocket ship while we're flying it currently. So, and so once we get that content in there, you'll all know about it. So don't worry
Yeah.
about that. Okay. So confidence. Who here feels like they need help with confidence? Confidence as a business owner, confidence as the boss of your business, confidence knowing you're even going in the right direction. Do any of you who feels confident? Like, I feel really confident in my decisions. I feel really confident in the path I'm taking. Or do you feel like, I really want to work on my confidence? I see all these other people doing things like the student spotlights yesterday or the ones we're going to have today. And you're like, they seem so confident, but
Yeah.
I don't feel that way.
Right. And the funny thing, Jacqueline, is would you describe yourself as confident?
No, I'm so
I wouldn't.
unconfident.
I would never describe myself as that word confident, But the funny thing is that yesterday we were in a mastermind. It was a peer mastermind with our peers, and we had to rate ourselves according to um, different areas of our life: relationship, health and wellness, leadership, fun and fulfillment, all these different things, right? And I, so she tells in the mastermind, she tells the median, and it was like, okay, everybody score the median for, and imagine 10 women over millions, in dollars in revenue. And
People are making from $1 million to $10 million in this
yeah.
group in a
So I
year in their
go
business.
in, and me being the optimist, abundance mindset, I rated myself a 9, thinking, 9 on this, 9 on this. I did rate myself a 4 in health and wellness, which 4, I was like, oh yeah, 4, but it was like rated myself a 9. I think I did 10 for leadership. Like, so get this, you guys. She's giving the median score, and she's like 6.7, 5.4. And I'm just like, first of all, who's putting decimals in this?
No, because they averaged it out. They actually
Yeah.
did an average.
Yeah.
And you know what I said? I'm the one who brought it down. I don't know if you missed that, but I was like, I was probably 4s across the board.
I was like, because I'm just like, I want to give myself the credit. So if you looked at that, my rating, I would probably appear very confident, right? But I would never actually describe myself as that word, right? And so I think that words have power. So when I think the word confident needs its own rebrand in a way too. So
Yeah. And
feeling confident, we did a podcast episode, is feeling assured in your decisions. It's
yeah.
not being loud or boisterous or in your face or any of those things that people think that confident people act in a certain way. Is, and I believe I can't remember the exact definition, but it was that you are super assured in the decisions that you make, right? And so that was the idea of confidence. So as we did the 3 stories yesterday, that's what people were getting from them. They seem like they're so assured in their decisions, right?
Yeah.
So
Like they
how
figured
many
something else
people
out.
how many people think of that when they think of confidence versus the general idea of confidence, right?
And I'm joking. Like I actually think that I think I probably did a lot of sevens and stuff. And I think confidence changes at different levels of business you're
Yeah.
at different times in your life, right? So sometimes you may be, I think one of that was like how like I don't know, physical fitness or something, right? And it's like sometimes you may be super on your game on that, right? And
Mhm.
sometimes work may take over because it's a busy season and you can't even leave your desk. So I think it also just kind of varies. But the idea for confidence is some people are confident in nature and they show up in front of you and you're like, "Whew, they just seem so confident." You may look
Yeah.
at Mina and I say, you two are confident. We are confident. We're confident in what we teach. We're confident in knowing we can get you results. We're confident in knowing your community and what your needs are. We're confident in a lot of ways. But there's self-doubt that comes up. There's things that as we want to grow our businesses or our business and businesses, because we both have 2 businesses each, that we don't always know the path to take, right?
Yeah.
Mina and I have signed up for courses. Like I just signed up for a course 2 days ago on something and we're in 2 masterminds ourselves now. And because we did a lot by we started off in courses. I started off in courses and masterminds and coaches. Mina started off with coaching and courses. Then there was a segment of time that we were like, okay, we're going to implement it, we're going to grow it. And then this year with our goals, we're like, okay, this is where we're going to reinvest in ourselves. So one of the biggest takeaways we got yesterday from Mindy of Made for Mama Shop is confidence. You had the line.
Oh, action breeds confidence. That's why I was like, "Where's she going here?" It's the line started off wrong. It's
Okay.
action breeds confidence, and the piece of advice that she gave was that she has always been, um, a person who invests in personal growth, right?
Mhm.
So, keep that in mind because action breeds confidence. The reason why Jacqueline and I, we never know all the right answers. We don't know everything about everything. It's because we believe in ourselves enough. We believe in what we offer enough, and we believe in all of you enough,
Mhm.
right? And so that makes us move forward. We're not afraid of the failure because we believe in each other enough. So we take action despite being scared. We take action despite not knowing 100% sure, you know, will this turn out the way that I thought it was going to turn out? We don't know. We can't read the future, but the thing is that we take action despite it. If we're going to fail, we fail, but we don't even see it as failure. We move forward and we confidently keep moving forward, And I think that that's the thing is that, we continue to try to improve. And I think that that's the personal growth piece that Mindy was talking about yesterday. She takes action, and a lot of the action is in investment and personal growth. And it breeds confidence because she doesn't let what certain things stop her. There's lots of things that stop a lot of people. One is they don't know what will happen, right? They're scared. Two is that they don't believe in themselves enough. They're not confident in their own individual effort, you know?
Mhm.
Enough where they know they can commit to it, and it's sheer will that will get them to it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, think
and
about go ahead.
and then third would be they're scared what other people will think.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people are scared what other people will think. I think
Yeah.
a lot like, I see that in emails. So many of you don't send emails because 'cause you're afraid what
You're
your email
afraid you're gonna annoy them? I mean, why? We don't have to get on the email soapbox again, but
not today, not this day.
not this day.
Or you're afraid, if I show my face or if I am too salesy or something like that, that you're gonna annoy people. Like, you feel like it's too salesy, but it's your job to sell. This reminds me so much of the conversation we had at the beginning of COVID, that March 2020 when things shut down completely, right? Remember that day? Not to do PTSD over here, but everything shut down. And there were 2 pools of people. And what we had to push everyone over the fence with was that they thought I shouldn't sell. They thought we should pull back, we shouldn't sell. But if all of you remember, Amazon wasn't delivering, like people weren't delivering. And we're like, but people need stuff, right? We were all told to stay home, but they actually need stuff. So the thing was, is I think a lot of people were scared and they were scared they were going to fail. They were scared. And Mina and I that year, we were like, we don't know if this year's going to work out. We had set goals and we didn't know if our goals were going to work out. And what could we have done? We had 2 options, right? We were not confident. none of us were confident at that part, right? None of us knew that what was going to happen at the very beginning of the pandemic. All we knew was we had to keep stepping forward. We had to take action. So with not having confidence, but just saying we just have to show up for people, we did, and we took action. It was our best year ever. We grew our audience, we grew our community. It was an incredible year when it shook out at the end. But what would have happened if we stopped? What would have happened if we didn't throw together a course for all of you to get you selling? What would have happened if we stopped our challenges? What would have happened if we were like, we can't podcast, right? It would have also impacted so many of you and the choices you made that year. So I just want to say that when it's scary, because people are talking about scary, things are scary, but we're not jumping out of airplanes here, right? We're just taking steps forward in our business. That's scary for me. So we're just taking steps forward in our business. And whether or not you have confidence, you kind of fake it till you make it. Or you have that action breeds confidence, because what can we do? We can all sit home on our couches and think about all the possibilities in our head if we just did something, right? What if I tried to sell wholesale? Oh, it's not going to work for me because of XYZ. What if I decided to sign up for this trade show? Oh, it's not going to work for me for XYZ. What if I decided I want to hire someone? Oh, it's not going to work, right? We go through it in our head and we think we're playing out all the reasons, like what the result is going to be, or that you're going to fail. But what happens is once you take those steps forward, once you take that action, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, all right, I'm doing this. All right, what's the worst that's going to happen? The show doesn't work out. Wholesale doesn't fit you, or it does. What happens? It's the same thing with you and me with walking versus running. We can come up with all the ideas why running might not work. Oh my gosh, we're not going to be able to listen to podcasts. We're going to be out of breath. We might sweat. I'm going to have to go buy new
I'm
tennis
going to have to
shoes.
shower. I'll have to do my hair. I mean, this is a 2-hour commitment here,
Yeah, like this is why we can't run, right? And so we have all
Yeah, that's why.
You and I are perfect together, by the way. We're like match made in heaven.
But the thing is, if we wanted to, we could just simply commit to running. And guess what, everybody? All the things that you've already been doing, somebody else has already done. That's the thing with getting derailed or getting thrown off course. Somebody else didn't get derailed. And
somebody else is running and listening to podcasts at the same time.
So it can be done, And so, the thing that makes the difference is the people that get back on the horse, the people that fall down 8 times, get up 9, the people that, take action and they figure 10% out, 10% closer, 10% more, or 1% even. It's not like they're getting, they don't wait until they're 90% there. They don't wait till I'm waiting until I'm ready. When I'm 90% there, then I can move forward, right? I need to be more confident before I'm ready. But that is not how it works.
So let's switch it around, right? Let's just say, okay, Minna and I decided that we are going to start to run, right? Hey, Minna, you going to run? I'm going to run. Okay, let's go to our lakes. We both have our own lakes in different states. Let's say like we're going to start to run. All right, let's just try and run for 3 minutes out of the 40 minutes that we walk for, right? 3 minutes. What's the worst that's going to happen? I don't make it to the 3 minutes and I only make it to 2 and then I walk. But once I do, right? Once I get to the 3 minutes of running, next time I'll say, okay, let me try and get to 5 minutes. Then let me try and get to 10 minutes. And at some point, if I decided I wanted to keep going, I would be able to get the whole way around running, listening to podcasts, and not be, maybe I'll have to shower after, obviously, but it won't be so bad. So think about that, right? Like think about the action breeds confidence. Right now, we may not have confidence in ourselves to run an entire lake. But if we took action, these small baby steps, these small micro changes, then we would then be more confident that we actually could push ourselves and we could keep going. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, for example, if Jack and I wanted to run, we totally could. Like she said, we could start with 3 minutes. Or we could say, okay, I know that I can run during commercials, during ads. Okay. So because I know that worst case scenario for me is that I fall down and trip because I can't listen and run at the same time.
I love that that's your biggest fear in running.
Right. So I don't need to listen as hard during the commercial breaks on the podcast. So I'll run during those times. Right. So you just figure it out. It's just a level of commitment and a level of figuring it out. Now, Am I going to be like, I made the decision and oh my gosh, I started running during the commercial breaks. Now I have to do that forever for the rest of my life and I've committed to it. No. You figure out whether or not that was what you wanted to do or what you didn't want to do, and you've moved closer to something. You've taken some sort of action, right?
Mhm.
So it doesn't mean that that was the decision and that was it and that was right and I figured it out and voila, it's this magic beautiful thing. It is that I took the steps as I needed to go and I
And you
figured out what was right for me.
Yeah, and you decided, right? You might say that you might be like, "I'm just not a runner." I mean, I have tried running, right? You might decide, "I'm not a runner. Maybe I like yoga," but you tried it. And it's the same idea for your business. So, how many of you right now with us using this running analogy or metaphor, like I don't even know what I'm saying, but how many of you right now, like hearing this, can find a place in your business right now that you feel like is your version of running? Mina's afraid she's going to fall down. I'm afraid I'm going to be out of breath and it's going to hurt, right? Like, what's the thing for
Mhm.
you right now that you're getting in your own way of taking action in something that you've considered trying, wanting to do, that you could think of this in the same way, like that you could take a micro action, you could set a micro goal, and just like we said, one foot in front of the other, you start to step towards what you want to do. So let's start to share a little bit in the comments on certain things that you feel like are getting in your own way right now. I'd love to hear it. Okay. Oh my God, my dog's crazy upstairs. All right, let's see. Hiring fulfillment help, showing my face on camera, email, hiring another artist, so stinking scary. Okay, let's talk a little bit about, what do you want to talk about first? Help? There's a few people talking about help, or you want to talk about something else?
Let's
Selling in person,
selling in
sending
person. Okay.
emails, adding new product by taking pictures, time management, doing live videos, fear of tech, video. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about hiring help. We can start with that because that's a big one. And then I do want to make it a little bit more micro because some people are not ready to hire help quite yet, you know?
Okay.
So hiring help is a good one. But I will tell you, hiring help has a lot to do with mindset. So that's why I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to go to this because it's a matter of working on your mindset before it's a matter of actually hiring somebody, especially hiring somebody. Whereas running, it's a physical thing, it's something you do, it's an action you take. Whereas hiring, I've seen it a million times over with our students. You have to chip away at their mindset of why they won't hire. And that's usually what it is. So, step one would be probably okay, you need help with hiring. I think that for mindset wise, you should figure out somebody or other stories of makers, perhaps, or similar businesses or other people in the community, other product bosses in the community that had the same sort of thing, that they had trouble hiring people because they were scared to or whatever it is, right? And then you see that they could do it, so you help yourself get down that route. Second thing is you actually set a date of when you're going to have somebody buy. So let's say your busy season is Christmas. You could set the date for, okay, in September, I'm going to have somebody, right? For example. So these are what I'm talking about, micro things. I'm not going to go in the whole idea of it, but I think that you get the idea if you break it down. Now, like I said, with hiring, there is a mindset piece to it that's not necessarily an all action. So
Yeah.
like somebody said product photos. Well, product photos usually don't have mindset. You have an eye for it. You understand you don't have an eye for it. Your excuse might be, I need to get to it, but you realize you need to hire help or whatever, right? So there's different things in that case. So in
Let's
that
talk
case, it
about
would be like a whole different array of things.
Let's talk about, a couple of people have said keeping up. Does anyone else feel that way? Like when you think, okay, if I wanted to scale my business, if I wanted to, some people are talking about wholesale, that they want to sell wholesale or they just got on wholesale, but they're afraid they're not going to be able to keep up with those orders. Or you've thought about another way to grow your business, perhaps a new sales platform, and you're like, I just don't know that I can keep up. Now, down the line, this might come down to hiring. But let's just say right now as a solopreneur, because Alfred said, yeah, chipping now, it's tough time. I feel like I'm working in a stone quarry, right? So you feel like
Mhm.
you're chipping away at this and that you want to grow your business, but you yourself are the bottleneck. So, because there's also time management, right? Oh my God, there's a
Mm.
mouse
Oh my God. That's
running.
literally my biggest fear.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I've never had rodents in my house. Oh my God, it ran into my basement. Okay, there's nothing I could do. I send my dog down maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God. He's so cute though. But oh my
So,
God.
you guys,
We were in
little
New
side
York.
story. I was in New York with Jacqueline and Lauren, who is our kind of like our director of growth,
I gotta
and
go
we're
get my
in
dog while you tell the
Central Park
story.
area. Central Park area, and we just ate like banana pudding at Magnolia. And there were these mice scampering around, and we're in a park in New York, and I kept screaming because I'm like losing my mind to these little mice. And Jacqueline keeps saying, "But they're so cute." Oh my God, it's so noisy over there. Oh my God. Okay. And so it literally, like, I'm screaming because I keep seeing mice and I think that they're going to like go up my arm. And I'm just like, I don't know. And they were not scared like I was. But okay. Thank goodness it's over there and not over here because I would be freaking out. Yeah. 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 This is why farms have cats because they kill the field mice or whatever, you know? Um, I don't know what's happening over there, but okay, cool, cool.
Welcome to Bosses and Breakfast. We're so real.
Okay.
I'm back.
Whew, that was overwhelming. If in the case of a mouse, I would never be confident. Let's just say that. Okay.
I gotta text my husband. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
Okay.
So the other thing, Alfred, the reason why I didn't want to use the hiring example, but though I think it's a good one, but not for in this case, is that usually when it has to do with action, action loves speed. Money loves speed, right? It's speed of implementation. So a lot of times, like if you're going to do something, you're going to commit and you just go. It's like the 5 second rule in a lot of ways, but expand it out. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it sort of thing. And in that case, it would be like, okay, if I was going to run, I would commit to like a 2 week sprint, pun intended, right? That every day I'm going to run for 14 days straight. I'm going to make myself run 3 minutes straight, right? That's considered a 2 week sprint, right? So for all of you, when you're thinking about these things, like I need to get my photos done, I'm going to put a deadline to that thing. Okay, I'm going to get 5 photos done in 14 days. And that is my goal, right? So it becomes a little bit shortened time and smaller steps, shorten time and smaller steps. Hiring somebody is a bigger thing, but you get the idea. So does that help with all of you? I know we got thrown off there, but it's literally taking action before you're ready and have all the answers, you know? So
I'm just reading the comments still from the mice.
I know. It was like, oh my God, it was like I was running. My heart was beating so fast. And
So
then it
baby
was
action steps, like tiny mice steps. My son really wanted a hamster. Okay, now he's got mice. Okay, yeah. So I'm glad that that's helpful. So what you all want to do and think about, like with these things that feel like they're kind of getting in your way, is what is a tiny action step that you can take? What and if you were in our workshop,
in a tiny time frame. Tiny
yeah.
action, tiny time frame.
So we the student spotlights we had yesterday, for example, were people talked about in 30 days that they had doubled their revenues or and everyone within 12 months has like completely
Yeah.
transformed their businesses
They're
and their life.
Wagner, Emily of EJ Clay, and Mindy from Made for Mama. We asked them like when they invested themselves, so they're multi-stream machine students, how long did it take them to recoup their money, right? The return on investment. They all said less than 30 days, right? Because they committed to themselves for 30 days. We also have in there the 1K in 30 days. Now we have 2K in 30 days, So we kind of set that time frame for them as well.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the cool thing, right? So a lot of them had said that they went to one module in Multi-Stream Machine and they sort of figured something out. Suzanne was on, for example, or is she on today? Yeah, Suzanne's
Yeah,
on
it's
today.
Suzanne and Nicole, right?
Okay, so
Mhm.
Suzanne is on today, and Suzanne is a baker that ships nationally, but has a bakery in Arkansas. And so, yes, we have another spotlight today. It's at 4 p.m. Eastern. Um, and so show up 4 p.m. Eastern. It's inside the Facebook group. And with one tweak to her business, she doubled her revenue, which was getting the right pricing margins and
Uh-huh.
raising her prices. Now, do you know how long Suzanne has sat on that idea? It's a micro change, right? Micro pivot. We talked about this yesterday. Small hinges swing big doors. So yesterday, I'm not yesterday, before she joined Multi-Stream Machine, she was so convinced by her local neighborhood in Arkansas, where she has her brick and mortar, that she couldn't raise the prices of her cookies, which were her best sellers. She couldn't do it. She's like, I'm the most expensive one in town. Well, once she signed up for Multi-Stream Machine and she realized how often pricing she raised her prices. Her sales didn't stop. And she doubled her revenue without having, because so many of you feel like if I got more eyes on my business, if I got more visibility, but she actually didn't necessarily have to get more consumers. She just needed to hit the same consumers to buy from her again at the higher price point. She was getting in her own way for so long about this one change that has added revenue. She's moving into a bigger bakery. She's hired a team. She's working on hiring a team. I think she's here watching
Yeah.
live.
Before you arbitrarily raise your prices for no good reason, I want you all to make sure that your pricing changes are validated, meaning you understand pricing. So all of our multi-stream machine students, they have the pricing module, meaning that you understand that she did it with her best sellers. So they were things that people wanted. It's the whole idea of supply and demand and pricing, right? So before it's not a blanket statement to just simply raise your prices, okay? So I just want to say that.
Right. But she
Mhm.
saw what was selling and what people were buying and how underpriced she was.
Right.
So, and someone says, Christina says, I remember that day because she was actually a live student spotlight and we gave her that advice kind of live on the call. And then
Mhm.
so many of you were amazing and you started ordering from her while we
Uh-huh.
were on the call because it's like order before she raises her prices. And she started crying because those order. Oh my God, it's here again. Now I freaked out. Oh my God, I see where it came out of.
Oh my god.
That actually did freak me out. Fudge.
Okay.
This is gonna go in the
Can you
record
move
books.
upstairs? Can we move upstairs?
No, it's just one tiny thing. It's just now
Oh
I
my
know where
god,
it
I
comes
can't.
from.
One tiny mouse makes a big impact. So tiny hinges, a whole bunch of tiny hinges swing a big door, right? Well, one tiny mouse can freak you out. That's for sure.
It's like, oh my God, this is so special. Oh my God. All right. It's really like that, like gave me those goosebumps where I was like, oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah. You guys, thank goodness it's Jacqueline, not me. I'd be screaming my lungs out. Like in Central Park, literally screaming like a crazy person.
I don't think he's gonna get me. It's just more of those things where like your lizard brain where it's like something comes out of nowhere and your body is like,
Oh
I
my
think he's
God.
adorable,
I would
not that he's
be
gonna be
so
my
scared to
pet.
like scamper up my arm into my hair and create a rat's nest out of my
We've
hair.
never had we've never had an infestation like a rodent thing in our house before.
Yeah, it's
Probably
because it's getting cold there, probably, you know?
getting getting.
Yeah.
Have you been in America lately?
The sun is shining today. And yesterday I was out walking and I said to Jennifer, I was like, oh my gosh, it's been so cold here. And this first day it's not. It's like feeling sunshine for the first time. It was just like a whole different feel, you know?
I know.
It
Coming
felt
back from
so
LA,
nice.
I just kept sending my husband pictures of me eating outside because I was like, "Look at me by the beach. Look at me in the Palisades. Look at me everywhere eating outside." I was like, "Look at how pretty it is." And then this week with the uh Super Bowl Sunday is going to be like 80 degrees. Thank you, Christina. One tiny mouse. Haven't you ever
Oh,
seen
really,
Ratatouille?
Christina?
Where's the rest of his family? You're such a nice human.
No,
Kidding.
this is how people spiral, okay? So now let's move back a little, okay? And take it back a little because it's just the one tiny mouse that you need to figure out how to get rid of that, and then the rest of the family will go. right? So it's fine.
This is Mina and my conversations on the side, by the way. She's always pulling me back from freaking out. It's just one tiny and then okay. Anyways, just as long as it doesn't pop up again while we're alive, I'm good just so that I can
Okay.
stay focused.
Whew,
Where were we?
okay. Lord knows.
Pricing.
I
We're
yeah,
talking
pricing.
about
Okay,
bakeries.
yes. So it wasn't a blanket statement. I want you all to know that when you're moving forward now, here's the thing. So Suzanne didn't know what was going to happen if she raised her prices. She didn't know if people were going to continue to buy. She didn't know if she was going to be able to scale. She didn't know the reactions of people. She didn't want to have people thinking that she was price gouging in Arkansas, right? All these different things of all these thoughts in her head of why she wasn't doing this thing. But you know what she ended up doing? She just did it. She just did it. Somehow the universe intervened. She won the strategy session to get onto the podcast. We were the extra nudge that she needed to actually do it because she was thinking it the whole time. She was just too scared and not confident to do it by herself, right? So she needed to validate that decision of, okay, I'm going to understand pricing with the module in multi-stream machine. I'm going to listen to Jacqueline and Mina. And she got the courage, she got the confidence to do it. So for all of you that are not sure, there takes some investigation and some investment into being like, okay, if I feel so scared that I cannot take action, then I have to figure out what it will take to get me to take the action. But it can be micro, right? So her micro action was that she not that she raised her prices right away. She talked with myself and Jacqueline. She bought multi-stream machine. She looked around at all the other bakeries and got their prices because Walmart was one of the people that she was comparing herself to, right? Which ain't nobody can compare to Walmart prices, okay? So all these different things that she did, and then she raised her prices and she just did it. Because otherwise she would just be always a thought that maybe I should, but I'm too scared to. But then she would never know what would happen, you know? So that's the thing about confidence is being self-assured enough to just do it sometimes. But then sometimes you can just get yourself a little bit closer to feeling more confident in that decision.
Yeah. And Suzanne's over on Instagram and she says, I went up by $1. $1 is all it took. Right. It wasn't like we were like, you're going up by $50. It was $1 and it doubled her revenue.
But these were cookies. So she
I
did it was, it
well,
was
I
quite
guess she doubled.
yeah.
She went from
It was
$1
quite a
to
jump for
$2.
her. Right. So the thing is, that was true confidence right there, right? And she did it with the
Well, she didn't have the
expertise.
confidence.
Yeah.
She took the action that built her confidence to then do it,
Mhm. Right.
right? Yeah.
Because she knew that if she needed to, she could just bring it back down, which is what she ended up having to do after a while, right? Because she ended up raising it again. So, and then she brought it back down.
She found a
So,
threshold.
yeah, it's our decisions are not permanent. Our decisions are not forever. It has to be this way. So you just take tiny actions towards what you think and then you pivot along the way. I hate using the word pivot because it was so overused and we overused it as well, but it's little tweaks, little micro hinges swing a big door, right?
Mhm.
You figure it out because that's your only superpower compared to the big guys is that you get to move very quickly.
Like a mouse in my house?
Yes, like a mouse in your house. That's right.
Because my
You
dog
get a
can't get through that
scamper.
hole.
You get to scamper your way through entrepreneurship.
Yeah, my dog can't get in that hole in and out of the house, right? Someone has to open the big door for him, but the mice can get in the little holes. So look at this. The whole thing came together.
Mm,
Yeah, so think about that, right? So I want you all to reconsider some of the things that we started talking about in the beginning, those things that you feel like are in your way, that are a struggle, they're things that you're worried about getting to. Now let's reframe this a little bit while we're on this call, just for the last few minutes of this call. What is a little micro action, like my little micro friend that went through this micro hole in my wall over here?
you can't.
So what, I'm just going to bring it all together. So what's a little tiny thing that you can do, take action on right now? What's something? Is it that you ask for help? Is it that I'll tell you one thing that you're all doing right now. You're here live with us, right? You've committed to yourself and you're here live with us today and you're showing up to constantly learn. You listen to the podcast, so you're showing up. You hopefully have signed up for the Bestseller Secrets Challenge and you're going to actually take action next week. It's not just,
Mhm.
again, I signed up and it's osmosis. You're going to listen to it or you're going to watch it and show up live or you're going to do both and you're going to go through the steps with us. That right there is important. So someone said time block. So why don't we all put that into our calendars, right? Why don't
Mhm.
we arrange our week next week that we're available to learn to make changes? So that's one small thing that you can
Yeah.
do.
And I will tell you, after you end up going through Bestseller Secrets Challenge, that will breed confidence, right? Because
Mhm.
taking action in this setting will breed confidence for you to be assured of these are my bestsellers. These are the types of decisions I can make, right? So then you become more confident because you're actually taking action. Oh, okay. Instead of thinking I want to know what my bestsellers are, I'm actually going to take action in these challenges and figure it out with Jacqueline and Minna and thousands of other people that are super fun, super inspiring, super motivating, and also want that confidence as well. Right.
Yeah.
So that is the little micro actions is really about, you know, is you'll get more confidence in it.
Right. Right. And so that's just what we can tell all of you as a general thing right now that you can do. Because if you don't know it or you need to reassess it and so many people come back, we can tell you that this is going to have an
Mhm.
impact. Now, there's a lot of multi-stream machine students here that are saying specific modules they're going to go back to. Someone's going to go back to the multi-stream machine, the module for email. Someone else said they're going to go to the Amazon module. Someone here says they're going to go back to the wholesale module
Yeah.
and look
Yeah,
at
and you
that.
know why that breeds confidence is because you're reinforcing the decisions, right? So confidence comes from that lack of, the lack of certainty, right? You have uncertainty around your decisions. But if you can reinforce the decisions that you're making and you're like, oh, okay, now I understand. I will raise my prices because they're grossly under what they actually should be for me to even have a profitable business, then that leads me to be a more confident decision maker in raising my prices, right? So yeah, like she said, Amazon or wholesale or email, it's once you start gaining confidence, and that's why everybody yesterday, all three of them, Mindy, Sarah, Emily, they seemed more confident because they had a tool that reassured them of their decisions. It looks different for everybody. If you're not in multi-stream machine, you can partake in a free challenge and be more confident, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
And the community, right? So I know in MSM, we have a private Facebook group that's a much smaller group that people are just so giving in that group. And that's another thing, right? So when you're not feeling confident or you're going to take action on something, we see so many people jump in there and ask a question and get feedback
mhm,
immediately, right? So
mhm.
now they're not, and yes, I keep looking in the corner, Christina. Thank you for pointing that out. But yes, I am on guard. But when they're looking for that feedback when you're about to make a choice, because a lot of you don't have business partners or you don't have people that are in the product space that you can talk to every day and kind of run things by each other. That's why when Mina and I found each other, we were like, "Ooh, we get each other." And then we built this community for all of you that get each other. And so that's when you get to go to them and be like, "Hey, okay, I'm thinking of doing this. But what do you think? Has anyone tried this? Have you done this?" And you can get instant feedback from people. So still, while you're that confidence also comes sometimes when you're being the boss of your business in a silo.
Yeah. I do wanna say that too. So, as the boss of your business, it's about feedback and filter. So, never is it about somebody else giving you the answers. You take the feedback and you filter it for yourself. So, when I first took, I invested in a $3,500 course and a $5,000 course, right? It was a course that my husband found for Amazon. It was only for Amazon, and I took the entire thing. Now, I didn't have this was before I had this big vision of what I wanted to do and all the different things. So I couldn't even picture any of it. But I went through the course and I filtered it for myself. There was tons of stuff in there that wasn't for me. I just took what I needed. Because at the end of the day, even the people in our masterminds, you are the boss of your business. You know what's right for you. You know what's right for your business. You know what decision that you're willing to be confident in, right? So while that's why it's a tool, it helps you reinforce, and you still have to filter these things. And like Jacqueline said, it's not osmosis. You're taking the actions to build the confidence, and you get feedback, and there's amazing things, because that's where growth happens. But you also need to be you're the one that is self it's self assurance, right? Confidence is self assurance. So that's the self part, right? You're taking the feedback, filtering it for yourself, taking the actions, doing what you know is right for you, and deciding what's right for you. And you get to do it in a really fun setting, is the bonus of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maureen said, if you need biz buddies, that is the place to look.
Yeah.
Someone else said the group is amazing for feedback. So, listen, we're both product bosses. Mina still has her business. I have had two fashion businesses, plus I've helped so many people grow their businesses from
Mhm.
startup. And that's the thing, right? They either pay someone like me a lot of money to be their consultant, to run things off of and to go off of my experience, right?
Uh-huh.
But what Mina and I lacked when we started the product boss was a community of people that spoke product biz language. We're like, oh, you understand shipping, you understand
Mhm.
inventory, like it wasn't just get up,
You have the squirrel syndrome. It felt so isolating. You
Mhm.
think that you're the only person dealing with all these things, and feeling all these things. You know, it's like the worst.
Yeah.
So,
So that's, and so many people are saying that we're re-inspiring our MSM students to get back in.
good.
Yeah, like someone said, I priced a commission piece based on what's taught in multi-stream machine, thinking it was high, still received an order, and it's a repeat customer. So, and then someone else, I think it was Small Cup Designs, said that she actually had a customer said her prices were too low for her commission painting, and she paid more, and then she changed her prices. So that was the confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you had a customer come tell you your prices are too low, and then it was like, oh, if this person thinks I'm too low, then other people are getting a steal of a deal, and then it's finding that assurance for yourself. So just think
But
about the
if I
things.
have the money to commission an artist, you better believe that I'm not a discount saver type of person, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's incredible the changes that you've all made, and those of you that are, think about this as you kind of enter this week with us. Are you getting in your own way? Right? What is your own mindset stuff that's kind of getting in your own way? What is that confidence that you're looking for? And a lot of it starts with action. So, congratulations and good job on the actions you're taking now, right? You're here, you're learning, you're finding the support, you listen to the podcast for free. I know we have a lot of new users, not users, new customers, clients, customers, listeners. I don't know what to call
listeners, yeah,
anybody right now. We have a lot of new
students, we
people.
usually call them students.
And a lot of new product
Yeah,
bosses are here.
yeah, uh-huh,
So there's so many of you that are new. And so make sure to, listen to the podcast and find the things that make sense to you and go back to the workshops and listen to those. We're actually extending the workshop availability for all of you, so you can actually have more time to listen. So if you've just signed up, you'll get access. You'll get access to the private podcast feed, that audio experience. And
mhm,
we're doing the work with you next week. And on Wednesday of next week, we're actually going to be walking you through creating a path to profit. So what do I do with my product business now? What do I need to implement in my business to get the big results I'm looking for? Right. So we're going to get you through this process, and it's going to be amazing. So show
yeah,
up for yourselves and get it on your calendar. So that's my first thing for all of you. Block it into your calendar. Either you show up live, or you're going to catch a replay in video, or you're going to listen to it. So put that into your calendar. That is your first micro action, and then follow through
mhm,
on it. You owe that to yourself, and then you will have more confidence. Does that
yeah,
make sense? All right. So we'll see you all later today at 4 p.m. for more student spotlights. Today
4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah,
we're
so
talking
it's
to
Eastern.
Eastern. We're talking to bakers. we're talking to a custom artist, like one of a kind, fresh food products. So whether or not that's you or not, come so you can kind of see what's possible for all of you. And tomorrow we're talking to manufacturers, so people who manufacture product and have retail stores and brick and mortars. So that is all airing inside of our Facebook groups. It's not here on Instagram, so make sure you jump on over there. Go to bestsellersecretschallenge.com to sign up, and you'll get all the emails.
Mhm. Right.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Thanks,
See you all.
everybody. Great talk. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye.